The Mona Lisa is one of the most famous paintings in the world. She is the star of the Louvre Museum in Paris, and for over 500 years, people have been wondering who this woman is. Who painted her and why? What makes her smile so enigmatic? What is the secret behind her eyes? And what about those weird little bumps around her body? Is she pregnant? All of these questions are still being asked today because after all this time, we still don't know the answers to them. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to look at some of the secrets of the Mona Lisa painting. Let's get started. When it comes to works of art, there are only a few that have reached the level of iconic status. The Mona Lisa is one of them. This portrait, created by Leonardo da Vinci between 1503 and 1519, is not just a beautiful work of art, but one of the best examples of the High Renaissance period. Although her identity remains unknown, her image has become synonymous with the Renaissance and the genius of Da Vinci. The Mona Lisa is more than just a painting. She's a cultural icon that transcends time and place. She's been parodied, copied, studied, and analyzed for centuries. But who is she? Her name is Lisa Gherardini, and she was the wife of a wealthy silk merchant from Florence. She was born in 1479 and died in 1542. The couple had 2 children together. When Lisa sat for her portrait, she was about 24 years old. In the painting, she's wearing a silk gown and sits in an elegant chair. She looks directly at us with an enigmatic smile on her face. Her hands rest on her lap, and she seems lost in thought. The background is a misty landscape with a winding path leading to a body of water. Overall, the painting gives us a sense of calm and tranquility. But who painted her and why? That brings us to Leonardo da Vinci, one of the greatest artists and scientists of the Renaissance. He was born in 1452 and died in 1519. Da Vinci was a true polymath whose interests ranged from painting and sculpture to science, engineering, and architecture. He's considered a genius whose talents knew no bounds. Mona Lisa was one of his most famous works during his lifetime. It's believed that he painted 3 versions of the portrait, but only one survived. The painting was commissioned by a wealthy silk merchant named Francesco del Giocondo, who wanted a portrait of his wife, Lisa. He chose Da Vinci because he was one of the most sought-after artists in Florence at the time. There are many theories as to why Da Vinci chose to paint the Mona Lisa the way he did. Some say that her smile is enigmatic because she's up to something mischievous, while others believe that it's simply a reflection of her personality. Still, others think that the painting was never finished, which is why it appears so hazy and unfinished in some areas. However, there is no doubt that the Mona Lisa is a masterpiece of Renaissance art. Her pose is graceful, her expression is captivating, and the attention to detail is astonishing. The painting is also a technical marvel. Da Vinci used a technique called sfumato to create a soft, hazy effect around the subject, which gives the painting a sense of depth and realism. This technique is especially evident in the background of the painting, which blurs into a soft, dreamy landscape. The painting was completed during the High Renaissance, a period of great artistic and scientific advancement in Europe. During this time, artists were interested in exploring new techniques and pushing the boundaries of what was possible. Da Vinci was at the forefront of this movement, and the Mona Lisa is a prime example of his innovative spirit. The painting was revolutionary in its use of perspective, lighting, and color, and it helped to pave the way for future artists. So who is the Mona Lisa and what is she hiding? There are many theories surrounding the identity of the Mona Lisa, and some believe that she may be hiding something. One theory is that the painting was never finished, and that Da Vinci left the background unfinished on purpose to distract viewers from the subject's face. Another theory is that the painting is a self-portrait of Da Vinci himself, who was known to be a man of many talents and interests. Some believe that the Mona Lisa may be pregnant, which would explain the unusual position of her hands and the gentle curve of her stomach. However, there is no evidence to support this theory, and it remains just that, a theory. Ultimately, we may never know for sure who the Mona Lisa is or what she's hiding. But that's part of what makes her so fascinating. For centuries, people have been captivated by her enigmatic smile and piercing gaze, and she continues to be one of the most popular tourist attractions in the world. Another reason for her fame is the fact that she is surrounded by a lot of mystery. For example, who was she really? We know that she was the wife of a wealthy Florentine merchant, but we don't know much about her life or personality. Why did Da Vinci choose to paint her in such an unusual way? Her pose is very different from other portraits of the time, and her expression is both enigmatic and captivating. What is the meaning of her famous smile? Has she just eaten something sour? Is she thinking about something else entirely? Or is she simply lost in thought? These are just some of the questions that have been pondered by art historians and viewers alike for centuries. It's interesting to note that the Mona Lisa was stolen from the Louvre Museum in 1911. It was recovered 2 years later and returned to the museum, where it continues to be displayed today. The painting is now protected by bulletproof glass, and only a select few people are allowed to come within touching distance of it. This is in order to protect the painting from damage and preserve it for future generations. If you ever get the chance to see the Mona Lisa in person, be sure to take advantage of it. She's truly a sight to behold, and her beauty and mystique have captured the imaginations of people around the world for centuries. Some people claim that the Mona Lisa was not actually painted by Leonardo da Vinci at all. Instead, they believe that it was painted by one of his students or an artist who was simply copying da Vinci's style. There are a few reasons why people believe this. First, the painting does not follow da Vinci's usual style. Usually, da Vinci's paintings are very detailed and realistic. However, the Mona Lisa is not as detailed as many of his other paintings. Second, the painting is not signed by da Vinci. At the time that da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa, it was common for artists to sign their paintings. However, da Vinci never signed this one. Finally, there are a few small imperfections in the painting that some believe could not have been made by da Vinci. For example, there is a small smudge in the corner of the painting, and there are a few spots where the paint is slightly uneven. These imperfections are very small and can only be seen up close. However, they have led some people to believe that the painting was not done by da Vinci. Despite these claims, the vast majority of experts agree that the Mona Lisa was indeed painted by da Vinci. They point to the painting's composition, technique, and style as evidence that it is authentic. Additionally, there is no evidence to support the claim that the painting was completed by anyone other than da Vinci. Despite the mystery surrounding the painting, there is no denying that the Mona Lisa is one of the greatest works of art ever created. Her enigmatic smile and piercing gaze have captivated viewers for centuries, and she continues to be one of the most popular tourist attractions in the world. Whether you believe that she was painted by da Vinci or one of his students, there is no denying that the Mona Lisa is a masterpiece. Now let's move on to another interesting fact about the Mona Lisa. Have you ever noticed those weird little bumps around her body? Some people believe that these bumps are actually pregnant. To be honest, it's difficult to say whether or not she is pregnant just by looking at the painting. However, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, the painting was completed during the Renaissance. During this time period, it was common for women to wear clothing that accentuated their curves. This is especially true of wealthy women like Lisa Gherardini. The clothing that she is wearing in the painting is very tight and leaves little to the imagination. Second, if you look closely at the painting, you can see that there are small bumps around Lisa's stomach. These bumps are not caused by her clothing, but are in fact part of the painting. Finally, when you take all of this into account, it begins to make sense that people would think that Lisa is pregnant. Overall, the Mona Lisa is one of the most famous paintings in the world, and for good reason. Her enigmatic smile and piercing gaze have captivated viewers for centuries. While there are many theories as to who she is and what she's hiding, the truth is that we may never know for sure. What do you think? Is the Mona Lisa pregnant? Do you believe that she's hiding something else? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Next.